Let's take a look at this model kit for the bipedal utility BUB-4. That is the BUB-4. Here's what comes in the kit. Got a bunch of little parts here. We have two 4-inch wires and two 3-inch wires and some little silicone bands. We have the arm segments, the pelvis, shoulders, the chest, which is the front plate. We have the back, the hips, knee joints. We have the head and spine, the shins, the thighs, the feet, and the hands. And of course the head cover. To free these arm segments, we just simply need to squeeze a little bit and roll. Not squeeze that much because it shot everything everywhere. There are 24 of these in the kit, and it lets you determine how long the arms are. I kind of like having them at 10. 10 of these segments, so you need 20 of these. But like I said, I provided some extras in case some go flying. So let's see if we have enough here. So we have 10 for the left arm, 10 for the right arm. And you may have these little ridges, but we can get them off by just using our thumbnail or fingernail or some other sharp, hard, flat object, or by just rolling them around in the joint once they are together. But the first step is tools. Tools, we need some kind of needle nose plier. What we're going to want to do is look at our wires here. The 4-inch wires are the legs. The 3-inch wires are the arms. We'll start with the arm. Take about a 1/2 inch and bend this over. We want to make this a little bit tight, not all the way closed, but pretty tight like that. Then we'll take one of our hands and we'll thread this wire down through one end. There's 2 holes here. Thread the wire in one side and pull it tight so that this other wire goes in the other hole. And there we have our hand on the end of the wire. We'll take our needle nose pliers and twist. Don't twist too hard because that's just a little bit of resin in there, a little bit of plastic. I don't want to break it, but yeah, twist it enough so it's secure. Then we can take our arm segments. If you want to keep this as a posable figure in the end, you may want to paint these pieces in advance, at least the base coat. That way when they bend, you don't see the colors revealed. Now we pick a shoulder. We run it through this way. Make sure all of our joints are flexible. Take our needle nose pliers and we add a loop. And twist this around to close it off. Now how tight you make this can determine how loose the arms are and how much they move. So it might be good to have a little bit of tension. Not that I'm... The legs are similar. We take our legs, go about a 1/2 inch, bend it around. In this case it goes to the bottom of the foot. There's a little bar going across the top, or across the bottom. Make sure that this goes around the bar, pulls up through. Again, we Just pull and kind of gently twist. So this is, you can see the arrow there. This is pointing to the outside, so this would be the left foot. So we're looking for the left thigh, or left shin, which has a spot there. I believe that's it. If it doesn't look like right, we can change it. Take one of the knee balls, thread that on. Take one of the legs, and we're going to look to see, there's like the swoop down here on the back, kind of points, so we want this longer bit, the mullet, to kind of go towards the back. So let's put this on and see if it's the right leg. Nope, it's facing the wrong way. We want this inner part to go point the same direction as the curved part of the shoe. So did I just pick up the same one? We'll see. Yeah, there we go. So this is a little bit different because we have to put a loop in it, but not too big of a loop. Oh, I forgot. We need the thigh, or the hip socket. I thought there was something missing. So that's our leg assembly. We want to do something similar, except we want to definitely leave a loop for this for later. So we want there to be this loop to be small enough to fit through the pelvis hole. And it does. Okay. So I'm just going to do the other leg and we'll move on from there. Right. Now that both legs are done, we'll take one of our loops and we'll stick it through here and thread it through itself. Sometimes it's easier if you use a small tool like the spine here. Just push that through, grab one of them and just pull it through. This will provide some tension on the leg to kind of keep things together, and also it will work to keep the top and the bottom halves together. Practically crocheting. So there's our two legs. Here comes the tricky part. Let's see, there's a little F in there that says, hey, this is the front of the pelvis. So that's the front of the pelvis. So that means this leg goes in like that. Again, we may need to make use of our handy little spine here. Just kind of loop that around and pull it through. Now we may need to play with these wires. We can bend them in different ways for different effects to see how it affects how the legs move. Okay, so now I have these two. Definitely want to hook these through here so I don't lose them through the legs again. Actually, before I do that, let's grab our pelvis, our midriff, our abdomen. And we're going to see the side that has the narrower ridges. Like this is the narrow, so this is the front. Those ridges are a little wider. So let's see if we can't pull this through here. No? Okay, let's do this then. There we go. And there is our front. Now we need to attach the other bits. See, this is a little hanging out there. That's probably just due to the shape of the wire, and we can tighten that up or do something else to it. But in the short term, let's just push ahead. We're going to find our back piece, which is this one here. Again, the front has the narrower sections. And this we are going to carefully loop these white bands, or these silicone bands. These go over here, like that. And we can just stick this in with the notch towards the back. Just kind of put that in there just to kind of hold it in place. We definitely don't want to push that all the way through yet, but that will hold it in place. At this point, we would get our arms. Here's one that we have done. Here's the shoulder for the other one. Then we put our chest piece on. This round area here goes below the round area on the back piece, so that needs to go under there. And now we can push our spine down and rotate it around once it's all the way down. And once that's on, we can pop the head on. And there you would have your assembled robot. There are a few things to consider beforehand. Like I said, if you want to keep this arm articulating and these other joints articulating, you probably want to paint the pieces, at least the base color, before assembling it. If you want to make it so it can be taken apart, so you can make adjustments or replace those bands, then you probably don't want to fill the gaps. However, if it's just going to be a static model, you can fill in the gaps. Also, if it's a static model, you can bend it into position and just glue the joints so it doesn't move or it can't move. So it's a fairly posable thing. It's not the perfect, but it does give you some flexibility in how you want to display it. And to take it apart, we just turn the head around backwards and remove it, because this keys into parts on the inside of the front and back. One thing to point out, you may be able to close this gap in better if you do a little sandpaper or a little filing in there, and you may need to watch out for this, that this doesn't push it apart too much. You can bring the gap in closer if you hog out this hole a little bit more. But that is the basic assembly of the BUB-4, the bipedal utility robot, 4 inches tall. That's what the 4 is for. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.